Alright guys, remember how we did all of this last week? I'm just going to lift this up here. I'm going to do something really quick. Just tear it apart a little bit, because we are actually going to be redoing this entire section into something new that's going to be way, way cooler. So stay tuned, we're going to get into it right now. Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to Building Order 66 here on LEGO Connections. I'm Eric, and as you can see in that last clip, we actually just took apart a bunch of the stuff that we worked on in the last episode, but there is a very, very important reason for that that we are going to get into right now. So, very rapidly, Order 66 is becoming a much bigger project than I intended originally. I just have so many things that I want to do, especially the scenes and little vignettes under the terrain. There's so many things that I want to do with the project, and the height of the border was really, really constraining. So, I wasn't able to do really what I wanted to with the vignettes with that size of a border. So, we're going to be changing things up a bit. We are going to keep that black border around the side with a textured wall. It's going to provide the base of the border. And then we're going to have a layer of brown brick above. So the brown brick above, we're going to dive in and show you a little bit, some prototypes that I'm kind of playing with, and we're going to see what you think we should do as well. But the brown brick above is actually going to have little windows into the vignettes, so you can actually see from the outside, and we don't have to pull the lids off all the time. You can actually see inside. No matter what, you can actually see inside the whole time. But I was thinking, and I really needed like a story reason for this. I thought it's going to be way cooler if there's a like story behind it. There's like a canon Star Wars explanation. And then I thought of something that would work great for it. So for those of you that have seen Star Wars Rebels, I think you're going to really enjoy this. If you haven't seen Star Wars Rebels, I am going to be spoiling a little bit of season 4, especially the later episodes. So this is going to be something that's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's also a really cool episode that I really, really think everyone should check out. It's such a fun and exciting Star Wars episode. So if you haven't seen Star Wars Rebels, I recommend watching that. But we're going to dive into what the idea is right now. I am going to be incorporating the World Between Worlds into my Order 66 Venator MOC. And the reason I'm going to be doing this is I do have a little story explanation for it. I want Palpatine to be able to see everything happening at the same time. And how do you do that? The best way is through the World Between Worlds, where you can actually see through the little portals and everything what's going on in the Star Wars universe. They show this a little bit in Star Wars Rebels with different scenes through the doors, but we know from Star Wars Rebels that Palpatine has access to the World Between Worlds, and I think it would be super cool if we incorporated that into the MOC, and that's how Palpatine can see everything happening with Order 66. Alright, so how are we going to do this? I'm still working on a lot of the details, but I've been doing a lot of prototyping and designing of what's going to be happening in the MOC. I've been doing some designs for the doorways for the World Between Worlds, which I think we're going to have different ones for each scene. They're going to each be different, just like the doors are in the World Between Worlds in the show. And then I have some ideas for the borders and everything that we're going to be looking at in just a few minutes. Before we get into that, though, I just want to explain what it's going to look like on the inside. So there are going to be little gaps between each vignette on the inside of the MOC, and the way we're going to make it the World Between Worlds is those gaps are going to be covered by some black plates with some little white outlines that are going to make it look like the World Between Worlds, and we'll have little doorways that look into the vignettes, little doorways that Palpatine can look through to see what's going on in Order 66, which I believe it'll make more sense when it kind of starts coming to fruition and we can actually see what I'm thinking up here. But I'm going to start showing you some of the prototypes and things I've been working on to add this into the MOC. I am so excited for this. I think it's going to look super cool when it's done, but it's going to be a lot of work to get it there. So without further ado, we are going to dive in and take a look at some of the stuff that I've been thinking of in designing for the World Between Worlds aspect of the MOC. Alrighty guys, so I had said earlier there were going to be a couple prototypes. I tried them out and I really only liked this one. This was definitely the best one out of the two. So I'm going to show you real quick what I got. This is going to be the surface level here, which is actually going to be very tall if we look. It's all the way down there, all the way up here. But then, if you go down a little bit from the surface, we've got a little hole in the wall. This will all be covered in brick, of course. And then in there, we actually have Palpatine looking through the World Between World portal into the little scene happening here. So you can see we've got Palpatine there, and then the World Between Worlds has a bunch of like white lines in it, so I put some white lines here to create the pathways. This is all above the little vignette there. And then Palpatine is there looking through the portal. Now, all of this is very much prototype. I need to order a bunch of pieces to start working on actually building these. So it's a very much a prototype, and we're going to dive in and take a look at some of the other prototypes I've got for the portal design. But this is the idea of what I'm going for. That being said, you can see that's a lot taller than this over here. So the whole MOC is going to have to be raised up, which means this thing is going to be super tall. We've got all of this stuff here. It all has to be raised up all the way to this level for the base terrain level. And then but the great thing about this is we will have so much space to play in here with the different scenes. Like Felucia, we can actually make the trees and stuff where Alyssa Kira gets killed and stuff like that. So there'll be actually a lot of things we can do with this that'll be so much easier and so much nicer compared to like this little tiny border we had before. But this is gonna make the MOC a lot more bricks, a lot more time, and a lot more expensive probably. But that being said, I'm still gonna have these detachable lids. There's gonna be lids across the entire MOC. You're gonna be able to take them off and see inside better, because I still want to be able to look in there and see all the things that are happening inside the MOC too. So with all of that too, we're also gonna have a nice little outline here. So the wall is gonna kind of come up, and there'll be a little border outline here. And with that, we'll be able to put some minifigures on it, have it be like an Imperial walkway or something. I don't know, we'll do something with it, but I think it'll be nice to have that little outline border as well as the textured border below it. So I think it's going to be a lot. I'm going to try and experiment with it a little more, because I think there is going to be a lot going on. I don't want it to be too much, but I think it's still going to look pretty cool, especially with the World Between Worlds inside, looking in at the little vignettes. I think that's going to be super cool. So that is the prototype idea of what we're kind of going for with the World Between Worlds stuff. And now we're going to take a look at some of the portals I've kind of designed in studio on the computer. Alright, so here are 3 of the different prototypes that I've kind of designed for the base portal for the World Between Worlds. There's definitely going to be detail around them, like how Caleb Dooms has the wolves on it and stuff like that. They're all going to have their own special detail, but these are 3 designs I've come up with so far. This is most similar to the one I had prototyped physically in the MOC, except this time it's some black pieces, black snot pieces for holding it together, and then I put some tiles, some corner tiles here as well to kind of smooth it out a little bit. This one I feel like would be pretty nice. It'd be a lot more opposable, so we could do really whatever we wanted to with it, but I also feel like it's a lot of pieces too, so it might be a little more tricky, but I think I kind of like it. And then this one is really simple design. It's just some tiles, some rounded tiles with some plates under it. But I think that would work as well. I think that one would probably be the easiest one to do. And then there was one other design I had that I kind of abandoned a little bit because it was getting a little too tricky in studio. But if we got a bunch of these bars and then kind of did a circle with them, kind of like this, but with obviously more of them and a bunch of connectors, if we did like a circle of them, we might be able to also have something like that, which would be a lot thinner, which would be really nice, and to be very opposable. So we'll see if we can do something with that as well. But these are kind of the prototypes that I've designed for the World Between Worlds portals so far. And I'm probably going to keep tinkering and working on these, but I kind of like this one. This is probably the one I'm going to go with. It's really good size compared to the minifigure, like it is in the show. I think this would look really nice in there as well. So I think I'm probably going to end up going with something similar to this one, like the one we kind of physically built in the MOC already. So yeah, these are the portal designs, and then we're going to talk about one more thing, and then we'll close out the video here. Alright guys, I got one more thing to touch on. So we did a lot of kind of theorizing, prototyping, stuff like that, and designing for the MOC. All of that stuff is going to get more solidified as we keep building, and as I said, I need to order a bunch of pieces, but we'll starting to build and get things solidified. I really want to start working on some of the vignettes in the inside so I can tell where things are going to be height-wise, and I can start mapping out those paths in black to kind of make the World Between Worlds where I'm going to put those and everything. So I really need to start mapping that out. So that'll probably be the next step, but I'm also going to start ordering pieces for the border and the Venator. We're going to get working on the Venator again soon. I have to raise up a bunch of stuff so that it's all at the same height for where the terrain is, or at least a similar height. It can be a little lower and we can kind of have it go up and down a bit, but I want it all at a similar height at the base level so that we can actually have everything kind of be in unison, so we can do a bunch of cool landscaping for this MOC. Something I haven't really done a ton before in my MOCs, but I'm really excited to actually get a bunch of different greebling pieces and start working on that. I have been collecting some minifigure stuff. So I did get, at BrickCon, I got Aayla Secura and Stas Ali. I got both of them for the mock. I did need both of these guys for the build. They're two of the Jedi that are killed during Order 66 in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So I got them. I also got this set because I need this this Darth Maul, or this guy right here. I need that Darth Maul for the build. I already have plenty of this Ahsoka from the AAT, but I do need the Darth Maul for the build to have at least one of. I might get another one of this set to have a couple of him, because there are a couple scenes I want to do with Darth Maul, including him pulling in the Venator, the hyperdrive stuff. I really want to do that scene as well. I have also decided that I think all the scenes inside the Venator are actually going to be scenes that happen inside a Venator cruiser, and the rest of them are going to be outside in the terrain. I think that'll just be easier, except maybe Anakin being deemed as Darth Vader. That one might be in the Venator as well, since it's so central to the plot. But yeah, we'll see what happens from here. But yeah, this is kind of what we've got so far, and then we're going to round up the video here. So I want to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging with me here as well in the mock. I know it's kind of been going back and forth a lot, even though we're like 10 episodes in, so we're kind of going back and forth with some stuff. But I think it's really important part of the creative process, and it's okay to not get something right the first time and keep working and change it up a little bit, because I think we're going to end up with a much cooler mock with the new thing that we're doing here with the World Between Worlds. So thank you so much for hanging in with me and let me kind of express my creativity here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe for more episodes of Building Order 66 in the future. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.